afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 318. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. Check it out at durhamskywriter.com. That was Bull City Hangout. Basically, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then I invite you to click on the link on the Facebook side and join me on camera. I already have two guests ready, waiting in the wings, so let me get started. So I am on the Word page, and that is the government and nonprofit information page. I always do like to start out by letting you know that the city and county both have really helpful programs. You can read about them on the Word page. Programs such as programs to help you with your water bill if you've fallen behind, if you're having trouble with your heating. You only have until the end of the month for that one. It's called the LEAP program, Low Income Energy Assistance Program. So check that out. They both have their own eviction diversion program. So definitely check that out as well if you need that. Okay, also, don't forget that the City of Durham's Water Management Department has the 2021 Water Conservation Poster Contest. That should be really fun for the kids. This is for kids, students from kindergarten through grade 8, and they can take part in this poster contest. The topic is the power of water. So let's see what the kids come up with. I'm really curious. I would love to focus, or rather feature, some of the artwork here on Bull City Hangout, and let's see if permission from the city to do that. We'll see. Okay, also, let's see. The Durham Technical Community College has the Small Business Center, free workshops. I also list free workshops from across the state. So let's see what's on the schedule. There's a bunch scheduled. So let me just go through them very quickly, with today being the 18th. Here's a good one. Wow. From 1 o'clock to 2:30, use press releases to build buzz for your business. Please take that one because I need to hear from you guys. I really do. A lot of people don't know how to send information out to the media. So please attend that and send me press releases. I would love that. Also, create sizzle with your customers. That is from 3 until 5. How to use local search to grow your business. That's interesting, from 6 until 8. And this is for nonprofits. Nonprofit virtual fundraising in a post-COVID world. Wow. That's going to be from 6 until 8:30. These are all free, folks, so you might as well just sign up and attend. Also, from 7 until 8:30, 15 minutes to make your small business insanely productive. Wow, they're promising a lot with that one. And then tomorrow at noon, strategies for using Instagram for business. That's tomorrow from noon until 1:30. All of these sound great. Wow. Okay, now let me continue. Oh, yes, Go Durham and Go Triangle. They want you to know that you can get door-to-door free shared rides to and from your COVID-19 vaccination appointment. Contact them 24 hours in advance. Read about that on the Word page. Okay, I think SCORE has something going on. Let's see. The Service Corps of Retired Executives, they know everything there is to know about business, free mentoring, free workshops. Let's see what they have on schedule for today. So at 2 o'clock, a free webinar, how to define your vision and increase the probability of success. Free workshop, check that out. I'm just going to mention real quick that the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, they have a free tax prep service. Of course, you can't see them in person anymore, so you can do the 100% virtual experience. You can drop off materials, or you can do your 1040s yourself, and then you can call them if you get stuck, if you need help. Okay, let's go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. Of course, I have your COVID-19, your vaccine and test update information right there. You can start visiting people in long-term care facilities, which is nice. You do have to still follow their rules. You know, each facility probably has their own rules. But for the most part, you can visit indoors or outdoors, people living in long-term care facilities, and I think that's nice. Okay, let's see where OptumServe is today. They administer COVID-19 tests around town. Let's see, it's what's today? Thursday. They're at El Centro Hispano until 6, drive-through available. McDougal Terrace till 4:30, drive-through also available there, and Oxford Manor until 4:30. Okay, and I think there's There's a blood drive going on. American Red Cross has a blood drive. Let's see. There's 2 today. So until 3, they will be at Church Triangle Park on Davis Drive, and then they will also be at University Ford. That's until 4:30. University Ford is now on Highway 15501. Okay, and let's click on the big blue button at the top of the page. That's the Health Events button, and let's see what's on the schedule in terms of support groups. Let's see, it's the 18th, right? Let's see. Scrolling down to the 18th, and there it is. So the General Cancer Support Group, I think that's the group that probably met at the Tier House. Anyway, everything's online now, so you can meet online from 5 until 6. Also, tomorrow morning, you can get an early morning cardiovascular workout at Duke Health's Latin Dance Fitness. It's all free, why not? From 8:30 until 9:10. It's on Zoom, so that should be super fun. Okay, let's go to the gardening page real quick. Duke Gardens has a workshop tonight. Let's see. Sarah P. Duke Gardens, a virtual workshop called Design Basics, Patio, Terrace, and Deck Design. It's $15 and free for Gardens members. Read about that on the Garden Shed page. And don't forget to send for your free ebook, Eat Smart, Move More, Growing Communities Through Gardens. That's for community gardeners, and it's a free ebook from the North Carolina Cooperative Extension. Yes. Okay, let's very quickly go to the legal called Legalese. Durham City Council meets today. They're having a work session from 1 until 5 this afternoon. Okay, and then Legal Aid NC, they're having a free workshop on, let's see, the topic today, Simple Divorce webinars from 2:30 until 4. And then tomorrow from 11 until noon, as always, is Free Form Fridays. And this is where they talk about what you want to talk about within reason and in a general basis. Again, it's all free. It's online, and it's from 11 until noon tomorrow. And we are going off now to, oh yeah, let's check the how-to page. Actually, we're going to be talking about Creek Week with our guests. So I'll just mention that it's Creek Week and leave it at that, because we'll come back to that. So now let's go to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page, and scroll down to the 18th. I had it lined up, but I guess my iPad lost its place. Let me scroll down to it very quickly. It is Thursday. There it is. The Nehemiah Christian Center, they're giving away free bag lunches until 1. They're on Mangum Street downtown. Also, this is really important, it is having the Durham Eviction Diversion Program discussion. It's going on right now until 1. You might be able to tiptoe in there. Usually their meetings are on Zoom, and they don't mind if you tiptoe in late. So if you want to leave Bull City Hangout and check that out, feel free. And I'm sure the replay will probably be available as well. Okay, I told you about the City Council. Now, yesterday we talked about the small business networking mixer held by the City of Durham and Durham County. The deadline to get your free ticket was at 6, but my guests did say if you really want to get in and you missed the deadline, you can contact them and then get your free ticket. So read about that again on the Let's Go page. Okay, let's see. New Visions of Africa will be distributing free meals from 3 until 6. If you are in need, they are on Fayetteville Street. And as always, Jesse L. Campbell has his Let's Talk Genealogy on YouTube from 6 until 6. Always fun. Learn how to look up your family history. NC Raise Up, those are the people who are fighting for the minimum wage of at least $15. They're having their online mass meeting for what's known as low-wage workers and also essential workers. That's online. It's tonight, 6 until 7. Okay, the King's Conversations, that's Durham Public Schools' very special program for students of color. They're having the King's Conversations, I should say for males of color. So this is where they talk with professional men of color about the future, about goals, about plans, academics, etc. Really interesting, very exciting. That starts at 6 o'clock. Okay, Equality North Carolina, they're hosting Celebrating Womanhood Beyond the Binary, a woman's history, a Women's Month panel discussion with a really stellar group of panelists. That will be tonight at 6 o'clock, and it's all online, courtesy of Equality NC. Also, the Friends of 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Cemetery, they're having their March All Friends meeting. This is for people who are interested in preserving and learning about the history of Durham's first African American cemetery. It's historic and it's really, really super interesting. And their guests are going to be talking about their efforts in Georgia and Virginia. That should be really interesting tonight. And Coach D, Martina Dunford, she has Parents Matter, and tonight's meeting is called We Are the Answer. This is for parents, and it's really great. It's going to be from 7 until 8, and it's going to be online. Last but not least, Duke University's Keenan Institute for Ethics having Ethics of Now, Race, Family, and Identity. A talk with Britt Bennett, the author of The Mothers and also The Vanishing Half. That should be interesting. That starts at 7:30 evening. Let's look at the weather. I've gotten messages from people wondering how the weather is going. I guess we're supposed to have really, really bad weather. I hope we don't get any tornadoes. They scare me to death. But anyway, for now, it's 55. It's cloudy. It's going up to 70 with thunderstorms starting around dinner time. Hopefully, they'll be modest. Tomorrow, it's going up to 50 with a 90% chance of rain. Now, speaking of Creek Week, we have Colleen and Randall Haycock. They're from Northeast Creek Stream Watch. So let's welcome them and find out what's going on. Good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning or afternoon to you.
How are you?
We are suffering from the wonderfulness of getting our COVID shots.
Oh boy!
If we're a little foggy, well, that's all right.
It is all right, absolutely. Now we're going to talk about Creek Week, but first, yes. I have to thank you personally. I'm deeply moved by your efforts to get the history of the area where the Lions Farm Elementary School will be built. Your efforts to preserve the history of Black farming, which a lot of us were unaware of, happening in that area. I just want to thank you personally. We're going to be doing some stories about that and some video. I did want to thank you.
We are a Stream Watch, and our first advocacy for that property had to do with the fact that it had rare plants and animals, and it was close to the core land. And there were a lot of issues with that property, and it's on Scott King Road. And then we discovered an amazing foundation after a house burned. And Pat, you documented that foundation with us before it was, I think it was 19 pallets of stones were saved so that there could be something built with it on that property. But it was our investigation who built that amazing foundation out of individually hewn sandstone blocks that for me was a work of art. It was our investigation into that led us to understanding the African American farming history of this area, which includes many areas, many farms in Southeast Durham.
Awesome. I want to acknowledge that Yona Owens is waiting in the wings, so I'll be bringing you on in a second. I really welcome you, and yes, so stay put. I did want for both Colleen and Randall to tell us about Creek Week and what's going on with your efforts with Northeast Creek Stream Watch.
Is it all right if I keep talking, Randall? Okay, so Creek. What? Yeah, Creek Week is the third week of March. Northeast Creek goes into Lake Jordan at the 751 bridge. If you go to the Keep Durham Beautiful Creek Week site, I was just trying to Google it on my phone, and actually there's a lot of Creek Weeks during the 3rd week of March. So you have to get the one for Durham, which
it's the how-to page is dedicated to Creek Week.
What?
So I have the link on the how-to page. Yeah.
Oh, good, because when you just Google Creek Week, you'll get other people's Creek Week besides Durham County.
Okay.
So one of we are emphasizing maps and understanding where your water goes, how it goes, how fast it goes, whether it causes erosion, whether it causes flooding. Because a lot of us are familiar with erosion and flooding. And there are ways to mitigate erosion and flooding, and we'll talk about those perhaps on another session. But you are in Third Fork Creek, we are in Northeast Creek, there is a Crooked Creek and New Hope Creek, and we're all in the Cape Fear watershed, and all of our combined creeks go into Lake Jordan and finally to Wilmington. So it's a big.
Wow, that far.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why we're working on mapping, because when you just have a phone that tells you where to go and you don't have paper maps to be looking at, you don't have a sense of the larger geography. And Pat, I know you grew up on Lake Michigan, and I grew up on the other side of Lake Michigan. And we always knew where we were according to where Lake Michigan was.
Exactly.
And a foreign sense of geography. And you knew that Michigan was over there waiting at you because it was a mitten. Illinois was not so easy to figure out. It was just a square across the lake. But we both grew up with very keen understandings of physical geography, and a lot of people don't, and they're not using maps. So we'll be working with maps soon.
Nice. And also the importance of Creek Week is that volunteers are cleaning the creek beds, river beds, lake beds, to stop pollution, and I guess it hurts the animals as well. Fish and so it's very important.
So we've done a lot of cleaning this year. We're not doing so much cleaning. We probably will between now and Earth Day do some cleanups.
Okay, and actually there are stuff that people can for that be going on Saturday. I want to bring on Fiona Owens here. She's here. Just want to. Hi, how are you? I think you're muted.
I haven't done this enough times to make mistakes. I finally got here. I'm so happy to see you.
Very nice to see you.
I want to add something to Colleen's information about Creek Week. Is that I participated for quite a few years with the Ellerby Creek cleanup in Durham, and the first year we did it, I can't remember when that was. Maybe 10 years ago, Colleen. I don't remember. But the amount of junk that we pulled out just walking along casually as a little happy group for a Saturday morning, the amount of stuff we pulled out filled up two tandem wheel dump trucks, grocery carts.
Yes.
Just more stuff than we ever thought people would throw into the creek. I think Ellerby Creek is a real fine example now about what happens when volunteers focus on cleanups and understanding where the water goes and where it comes from. So I'm happy to see Colleen and Randall. I know your names. I don't know you personally, but I do know your names. Good work.
Thank you. Chris Dreps, when he was sort of the head guy for Ellerby Creek, came and helped us do a training of youth to do a pickup, and it was wonderful to work with him and learn about Ellerby Creek, actually. So we love you. You all are in the news. You're in the other you're in the Neuse Basin, and so you go out at evidently Newbern to the Core Sound. That's where that whole system drains.
Oh, Newbern. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a big ridge in Durham, and it separates the Neuse from the Cape Fear. And so downtown, where the railroad track is, through town is actually close to that ridge, and anything north of the railroad tracks is the Neuse, and anything south is basically the Cape Fear.
We need to do a ebook or video or something about the different waterways in Durham. I don't think there's one definitive document, is there, that covers all the waterways?
I don't know, but I would love to do that, because what we do when we pick up is really important. What we send down the rivers and creeks in pollution from people's pesticides and herbicides are invisible. The trash is visible. But how we pollute when we, like Lake and Parkwood got turned red because of colloidal clay, and we had fish kills, and we had, it was horrible. And the heron and the birds and things who feed into the lake by sight, even the fish that are sight feeders of the bugs, it kills them when the lakes and streams fill up with mud. And so it isn't just advocating for the trash that is absolutely detrimental. It's advocating for what is upstream that comes downstream that is detrimental in terms of chemicals and silt.
Wow. I'm going to bring on Guy Cook. He's in Walla Walla, Washington area, and he likes the water, so I'm going to bring him on. Hey, Guy.
Hey, Guy.
Hey, Guy.
He likes to fish and whatnot as well, right?
It's interesting discussion about pollution going to the river. When I lived on the coast, there was a big thing because our storm drains were so close to Puget Sound that we were going to kill salmon. Anything that goes down the creek is bad for the salmon because we're that close. It's going to go in full strength rather than traveling for umpteen miles before it hit the ocean.
Wow.
So yeah, that keeping the waterways fresh water, that's close to home. Yeah, I can identify with that.
Wow. So I want folks to go to the how-to page of the Durham Skywriter and then sign up, because there's going to be different activities. And in fact, let me see if I can grab my iPad real quick, because
a lot of things you can do online too. There are tours and things. We have tours online where you can see by looking at the pictures and so forth.
Right, because I still think to come. I need to get that link and put it in the Skywriter. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah. So let's see. So in fact, this already happened. Fix a Leak virtual workshop. But there's going to be another one. Now, I don't know if this is going to be called off, but from 4 to 6, they have Do Your Duty pledge. I guess it's for dog owners to pledge to, keep after their dog.
Until yesterday. That one got pushed back because of the weather.
Because of the weather.
And so it was yesterday at the park over by us. It was
okay. Darn. Well, I don't know about tomorrow's sunset paddle in Falls Lake. That's probably canceled, right?
No.
I don't know.
Tomorrow's not supposed to be so bad.
Okay. It's going to be 6:30 to 8:30. I've been on a little boat. Even though I grew up right off of Lake Michigan, I don't know anything about boats. But I went on a little boat at West Point of Park. It was so fun. And all we did was go around in circles because neither of us knew how to pilot the thing. It was fun, though. But, yeah, I love the water. Now, in terms of cleanups, let's see, this City Rivers area, there's going to be a self-guided trip. And then and then you can enjoy some what they call flat water paddling. I guess I thought all water was flat, but anyway, the Haw River Assembly will have a cleanup-a-thon, obviously the river, and then the Fix the Leak virtual workshop, the last one will be at 11:30 Saturday morning, and you can take tours. I will put the links on the writers how to pay. So,
Pat, you can
yeah.
always arrange a cleanup through Keep Durham Beautiful. It doesn't have to be in Creek Week. Creek Week is special because the city and the county will pick up stuff that they won't pick up normally. If you pull a tire out of the during Creek Week, you can get the city and county to pick it up. But in general, you can do cleanups, and Keep Durham Beautiful will help you with supplies and sign-up sheets and all of that.
Now, for all of you who have participated in cleanups, what's the craziest thing that you fished out of the water?
A motorcycle.
A motorcycle?
A motorcycle was thrown off of the Grandell Bridge over Northeast Creek, the Grandell Road Bridge. And our first cleanup on Earth Day in 2006, we cleaned up a huge pile of stuff around that bridge. And the most impressive thing was a motorcycle.
Yes.
That is impressive.
I have to ask what brand it was.
It was a lightweight. I don't remember the brand, but it was
Kawasaki.
a lightweight motorcycle. It wasn't a Harley.
No. You never throw a Harley off the bridge. You burn in hell if you do that.
Okay.
I would say a mannequin.
Oh, wow.
A mannequin?
Yeah, and the parts were scattered down through they weren't in all one piece. It was like an arm here and a leg there. And like almost simultaneously, about 4 people screamed as loud as you can imagine when we walked up on that little scene of the mannequin dismembered into little places. Mannequin.
Wow.
I bet that was real scary.
Wow.
It was startling. And plus at that time, Ellerby Creek was pretty snaky and bushy and, just had limbs and all kinds of debris all over it anyway.
All that it lacked was being on Halloween.
Oh,
if it had been on Halloween, then they'd still be running.
Right.
Oh my.
Right. And if they had their phones taking a movie, they could then release it as a horror film.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Absolutely.
I didn't exist like that back then.
Now, Tanya Dotlick from Keep Durham Beautiful came on Bull City Hangout, I guess it was sometime last week. And my question to her, and I'm going to pose this question to you, is if we need to step up on the warning from the Durham police. They do warn us not to pour old medications down the toilet. People think, we're safely getting rid of our medicines by just pouring them down the toilet, and that's fine. But actually, the police say that's not fine. You're poisoning the waterways. So can you tell me if that's maybe starting next year?
Well,
we can fold that into the water awareness for Creek Week.
Well,
if you're in the city of Durham and you pour antibiotics down the toilet, you risk that treats the sewer. Then if it's other stuff, it leaks through. And one of the problems with agricultural chemicals, and not pharmaceuticals, but one of the problems with agricultural chemicals like Roundup is that's leaching into the water supply, so that is becoming a problem. And it's not just the drugs down the toilet, but the drugs down the toilet, some of them do make it through the sewer plant because the sludge doesn't break them up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to have to be done to do that. We're already doing 4 Well, at least when we
So
first,
so is it that we shouldn't use Roundup at all, or we shouldn't use Roundup near
You
water?
shouldn't use Roundup at all. It's right now. I can't think of how many court cases have been decided for victims of Roundup cancer from directly responsible back to Roundup. And I always say this: it's not just one person's use of Roundup; it's all the uses of Roundup that combine to be a highly toxic environment. I don't think that it's even sold in some stores. Do we allow it? I don't think. Go ahead, Guy. What is it? Do you know?
The Roundup that you buy off the shelf at Walmart is reduced down to where it's only 10% Roundup, 90% filler, water or whatever. Years ago, when Guy didn't have white hair, I worked for a crop duster in Walla Walla Valley, because we grow a lot of wheat here. And they had a drum of pure strength, 100% pure Roundup. We had to put on a hazmat suit. I mean, the whole covered everything to get that drum out and mix it into the crop duster plane so they could spray it on the fields. I wholeheartedly agree with what you're saying about Roundup's no good, because it is definitely no good. It should not be allowed. It
changes the cellular structure of the plant so that it kills it. And it's residual in the system. And like I said, if your company was the only one that was using it, then no big deal. But it's everywhere.
Cumulative effect. Yeah.
The buildup is tremendous. The buildup is tremendous.
That's good to know.
I was a pesticide applicator at one time, back when Roundup was the big new product.
Yeah.
And I said back then, I think this was about early 80s, I said back then that anything that you can spray, on weeds, it was for weed killer. But if they got the least bit of drift on shrubbery or any broadleaf plants, just making a mess on a broadleaf plant as opposed to just a grass frond is a whole different thing. Got the 10% Roundup product that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is that allowed to be sold in all states, or is there some kind of guidance that's being put out?
I don't know what the federal regulation is. Washington State, where I live, you can buy it, but I don't know everywhere.
Don't buy it. Don't use it. The best thing
you can buy glyphosate here in Durham.
You can? Okay, well, don't buy it. Clue here. I do a lot of anecdotal experimenting because I don't write it up anymore. But what's the organic replacement for Roundup? And it's always been, the reply has been vinegar. And so I tried that several years, and I went, this is not working. And they said, well, you have to put it on when it's 90 degrees, totally dry, and the sun's shining bright as there. Still couldn't get it to work. A nurseryman out in Indiana put a clue out on the internet. I happened to see it. It's not household vinegar that you use to kill weeds with. It's horticulture grade vinegar, which is 40% vinegar. The acidity is 40%. I still can't grow anything in the parking lot I sprayed out here beside my house. There is nothing going to ever grow around that parking lot.
Wow.
In Raleigh, you can get it at Burke Brothers Hardware. It's about $23 a gallon, but you mix it up just like you would ratio for Roundup, but it's organic.
That sounds good.
Before?
I've heard that. I've heard that.
I've never heard of
it. But I've not heard until now. I've not
Wow.
heard of the horticultural vinegar.
Last year, I picked up on it last year, and it's not sold in the grocery store.
That's why you hang out at Bull City Notes. You get a pearl in that oyster every time. I could keep a list. I could have a whole blog of what I've learned just from being here.
I could go get the gallon that's over in my spare room. I could go get the gallon I've got for this year if you want to see the label on it. Would you like me to do that?
Sure.
Well,
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. I had never heard of horticulture grade vinegar.
Yeah, it's just,
That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
Pretty
acetic
strong.
acid is still an acid.
Of course, your driveway is
Acid
going to
is still
smell
an
like a pickle for a week, but
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Randall?
Acetic
Okay.
acid, which is what it is in vinegar, is still an acid, and if you concentrate it, it will be as corrosive as an acid.
Yeah, this is, you can't put this on your hands. You have to be very careful. It's 30%
Whoa.
acid.
Yeah,
So where do you
but
get
it's-
it?
you got to use
where do you
rubber
get
gloves.
So where'd you buy that?
This particular jug came from Burke Brothers Hardware in Raleigh, next to the fairgrounds. They're a privately owned company, and they've been over there as a family since the 1920s, I think. It was $20 for it says 6 times more powerful than standard vinegar. So it's no joking around vinegar, but it's not going to be. It doesn't have a glycophosphate in it. It doesn't have the residual chemicals that Roundup does.
That is
Yeah.
so good to know, because a lot of people have poison ivy and poison sumac problems.
My
Right.
friend last year did an
Roundup.
experiment on a hill full of ivy, and I checked with him the other day, and he said, "I said, did your ivy come back?" He said, "Nope, hadn't come back.
Thank
It's still on ivy too."
you, my heart, because I do have poison ivy on my property. I didn't know what to do with it. I've been chopping it down. They say don't chop it because it'll come right back.
It just makes it meaner.
I
chop
recall recently. I recall the day that Pat said she's going to reclaim the garden spot in the backyard. So now you know what to get. Get some rubber gloves so you don't get that
Mhm.
stuff on you.
Got it. Check.
And you get horticulture vinegar, and then you're not going to damage the environment. It'll
And mix
smell
it 50-50. You don't put it on there pure, because if you put it on there
Oh.
pure, it'll burn the rocks up. But
Oh my
50-50
goodness.
water. 50-50 water is what I used last time.
Thank you. Good some. Thank you so
Sorry, guys.
much.
Yeah, it's still ill-mean stuff. It just doesn't hang around.
That's right.
Okay.
And plus people, the guy next door is always running his barbecue all the time. And I'm not real big meat eater. And so I like to get out there when he's running his barbecue and spray the parking lot with vinegar. So he thinks that I'm making the salad to come over there and join his barbecue.
Oh boy. I want to respect your time, and I know Colleen's camera failed, and I saw her tiptoe into Randall's office. I don't see her now, but I did want to thank all of you for dropping by Bull City Hangout. And Randall, did you want to holler for Colleen so she could say goodbye?
Colleen,
There she is.
Yeah.
Here she comes.
one
Yeah, I
of
just
the
wanted to
things-
thank everybody.
One of the things we need to remember being in Durham is that both in the Cape Fear watershed and News watershed, which means we get the rainfall first. It runs off from us downstream here for the Wilmington for the Cape Fear, which means we have an extra responsibility that when it leaves our territory, it is as clean as possible
Going downstream.
going downstream.
right.
That's good to
Colleen.
know.
I just came up here because I was
Uh-oh, I
thinking
think you
Randall
froze.
was breaking up because. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank
you
you,
are
Pat,
breaking
for
up,
doing
but-
this.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
okay, thank you, Pat,
Thank
for
you
doing
for
this,
this.
and let's do this again.
Yes.
Oh,
And
definitely.
go to
for sure.
our website, street.org.
Okay, I'll put that
You'll
in
enjoy
the
it.
show. Okay, thank you so much. The
Thank
two of you. And Yona, it's so nice to meet you finally.
Yes,
It's been-
finally. I'm so happy.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
you're welcome to drop
to
by
meet
as
you.
well anytime you like. And
Guy?
Guy Cook already knows he's welcome. He's been dropping by. So absolutely. So thank all of you. And I'm going to get back to work. I do it that way because I am working, but I enjoy it so much. It's not really work to me. I love community news. So with that, everybody have a wonderful day. And I will see all of you later. Take care.
Thank
All
you.
righty.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Bye.
Take care.
Super awesome. What a fun show. So again, it is Creek Week. So go to the how-to page to get information on how to sign up for some of the efforts. And then I think there's going to be that workshop on how to identify and fix a leak, I guess in your sink or, kitchen, bathroom, whatever. So with that, have a beautiful day. I do hope that the weather stays calm because right now it's not even raining, at least here on Cap Street. It is, let me see what the official temperature is for now. Let me grab my phone. It is still 50. Oh, it's 57 now, going up to 60. And then, no, it's going up to 70 with thunderstorms around dinner time. And again, I do hope that we get the nice, calm kind of thunderstorms. And then tomorrow, 50 degrees with a 90% chance of rain. So stay safe, stay inside. I know a lot of events were canceled for today, obviously, because of the impending thunderstorm. So with that, have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.